I love this next story because it shows you how mind-numbingly fake American politics can be. So Mitt Romney, during the 2012 election campaign, had some interesting things happen with his Twitter. A report is out today that at one point during the election, 22 campaign staffers would vet and approve a single tweet. So every time the Romney campaign wanted to send out a tweet, it would go to 22 different people to approve it, to make sure that they don't have some sort of gaffe and make an ass of themselves. Yeah, but that in and of itself, you're making an ass of yourself. Because when you have that many layers of censorship and vetting and that many eyeballs that need to look at it to determine if it's okay, clearly your ideas are not smart and you don't think you're actually representing the American people. You're just walking on eggshells to be politically correct, to try to not say the wrong things that exclude you from the race, that would make you lose the race. It's not like you're trying to say the right things. You're just, let me not say the wrong things so that I get elected and people don't understand the true me, which of course in Mitt Romney's case was a total corporate robot. So think about that. That shows you how fake the American politicians are. I mean, the whole idea of a representative democracy is that, in theory, of course, is that we're supposed to elect people who we think represent our beliefs on the different political issues of the day, whether that be the minimum wage, whether that be foreign policy, whether that be abortion, or what have you. That's the whole idea behind it. But what it's become in the United States of America is PR. It's PR and marketing and trying to pretend to be this thing that you think other people want you to be, as opposed to voicing your opinion on the issues and having the people decide, I like that guy because of his policies or not. So we've gone so far astray in the U.S. And again, this goes back to what we covered in the last story. The reason why this exists in its current form is that Mitt Romney just takes massive amounts of money from corporations and the rich and Wall Street, so he knows he's only trying to get into the White House to represent those guys. So that's why you need 22 people to vet your Twitter account to try to make sure that you don't say the wrong things. Because if you say what you're actually thinking is, let's give ExxonMobil more money and more power. Let's give Walmart more money and more power. Let's give Citigroup more money and more power. And the list goes on and on. So also, I love this too, at least 15% of Mitt Romney's Twitter followers were fake. They purchased them. Oh, that's so sad. That is so sad. Dude, you're running for president. About 50% of the country is already inclined to agree with you before you say anything, because we have a two-party system and about that number would say self-describe as somewhat conservative. But you needed to buy Twitter followers? The race was narrowed down to you and Obama, two dudes. You needed to buy Twitter followers. You were that unpopular that you couldn't naturally get a decent number of Twitter followers? And remember, the report is at least 15% of the followers were fake. That's the conservative number. So that's just, oh my God, that's just so sad. And of course, he still had, when all was said and done, way less followers than the President of the United States. But more here, they say he managed to gain 116,000 followers in one day. And that's how everybody was tipped off that, oh, so these guys are fake. And then they went in and looked at the accounts and saw what was going on. I mean, 116,000 in one day. If you're going to buy the followers, at least be fucking smooth about it. Because every day it was like, okay, they'd gain like 600 people this day, 324 people that day, 1,010 the next day, and then boom, 116,000. And people were looking at the records like, but wait, Mitt Romney didn't even give any speeches today. There's no activity on the account that usually coincides with an increase in followers. Like, he wasn't tweeting a lot necessarily. He wasn't retweeting other people necessarily. So you're like, what the fuck happened? And they're, oh, right, this is fake. He bought Twitter followers. So that's American politics in a nutshell, man. If you think, I'm picking on Mitt Romney because this story is specifically about him, But if you think this doesn't apply to Rick Santorum, you think this doesn't apply to Newt Gingrich, and to be bipartisan here, oh, what? You think this doesn't apply to, what's the guy's name? Jim Webb, who just decided he's the first person to announce that he's running as a Democrat. He's entering the primary for this next election for the 2016 presidential race. Oh, what? You think he's not in the same boat where nobody knows who the fuck he is? I mean, we've seen the video of college students. None of them even know who fucking Joe Biden is, the vice president of the United States of America. So this is across the board. The politicians, they don't actually fire people up and get them excited and get them involved in the political process because they're not representing the people and they don't really care about the people. They're career politicians and they're listening to their corporate donors. So everything is this giant facade. It's this kabuki theater dog and pony show that we got going on. And we keep getting evidence like this, which proves it.